Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. This your host TedTokez. We're gonna have a couple of For Honor matches today. This is the Xbox console version. However, I'm playing on cloud play here. My Xbox had been recently out of order, so we're trying to figure our ways around that and fix that. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna keep cranking out these videos, and if I like them, then they'll be worth putting up for you. Now, as you may have noticed, this is a match that was already started. However, we're only about 115 point difference behind wise. So, sorry about the frame rates. I'm playing on cloud play with my. It is my best computer right now, but it's such a crappy performing PC that I was really only using it to edit videos and then do the voiceovers and stuff like that. Maybe watch movies on it or something, you know, watch YouTube and stuff, but that was about all I used this computer for. However, in the last 3 months, every single one of my pieces of technology have just been breaking down. So, you know, I was doing pretty good. Most of my stuff I've had running for 4, 5, 6+ years, but recently things just started breaking down, and I got a lot of other things to worry about, so we're just kind of maintaining with, you know, the make-do of it. Getting back into the video, though, you know, besides, let's ignore the crappy frames once in a while, because most of the time it's not too bad. But sometimes it is kind of annoying to see, so just bear with me if you would. I'm currently in the process of trying to figure things out in my life that are a lot more important. However, getting back into the match, as you can see, we're kind of trying to keep the fight alive. We're gaining on them. We're almost tied up point-wise. They still have 2 of the 3 objectives. Pretty much all 3, because they're taking the 3rd. However, we're working on this middle base, trying to get some of the enemies accomplished. Just so happened that 7-foot knight with a 20-foot sword, you know, lunges towards me enough to finish me off. So I can't even evade or distract, and I didn't counter anymore because he pretty much just had me in a position to take advantage of me. But I was trying to avoid it. So they took back the lead, and we're gonna have to just play recovery mode, because we were losing from the beginning, and they're not really even good players if you ask me. Even if they are good players, they're not good players, because they have to use such a tactic as a character in the game that, you know, by default beats 75% of the other characters, even without either opponent's a level of skill involved. And I'm not saying like a great lesser character could beat or couldn't beat that. I'm not making an excuse for those kind of players, or even the people that, or even myself, because I'm losing to those kind of characters and or players. However, when you have, this game is not very populated. That's why they don't say what the actual activity is. They'll just tell you high, low, very high, and that's only based on the curve of the community to begin with. It's not really oh, there's 1,000 people playing today, so we'll say it's a average day. Or there's 3,000 people playing today, so we'll call it a high activity day. It's not really like that, I don't think, because I've had days where it said high activity, and I've ran into the same people match after match after match. And then there's been days where it said low activity, and I've never ran into the same person more than one match that day. Now, I could be mistaken about that. However, that's the way that it feels to me. Now, I don't know how they do it, because games don't actually tell you anymore, hey, there's 3,000 people playing out of 300,000. Remember in Call of Duty when they used to tell you, hey man, there's 120,000 people in this game mode out of the 350,000 people that are even playing the game altogether. They don't do that anymore. So you can't. I don't really know how to tell what that means exactly, but that's how I feel. That's the That's the understanding that I've gained from my experience. But that's pretty much that. So now that I wasted all my time talking about the game itself in this intro and not the actual match, even though this one was pretty cut and dry, I joined it. They threw me in it, and maybe we had a chance at winning or not. But throughout the whole match, it was pretty much just us getting our butts kicked the whole time, and there wasn't really a chance to, because there's a lot of factors to this game, like the character itself, the positionings that the characters take, how the AI troops are gonna approach the match itself, how the AI characters are gonna approach the battles and map themselves. So there you go. That was that short match, even without the respawn times that I edited out, you can see that match would have only lasted like less than 10 minutes. So one of the shorter ones of the matches you'll get. But that's that, man. They whooped our butts there. As you can see, as much as we got our butts whooped, rigged or not, whether it's the game rigging it, whether it's the game being the way that it is, or the players making it the way that it is, I still got first place, so I'm not really complaining. Even though we lost, I'm not happy about that, but I got one objective, four takedowns, and I was taken down 6 times, so not really a great score, but I'm not gonna complain because I know I'm not even that good at the game yet. I'm pretty new, and these guys, they're likely just streamers on side accounts that don't even want to get better at the game. Probably already think they're the best at the game. It's just working with 11 other friends to rig a 8-man match game when you only have 4 teammates on a team to begin with. It's a silly game to even play, but it is a great game if you didn't have to deal with all those other bullcrap situations that the player makes the game into. And I don't say that to be like talking negatively about the players. It's just the fact that as you play the game, you won't have to take my word for it that these players are cheating their own teams, probably because they have friends on the enemy team. I don't know. I don't really care. But the fact is, when my teammates are not helping me win, that is a problem. I don't care whose friends they are. I don't care I don't care which one of their little streaming viewers told them, hey, do that match, and I'll give you a couple dollars. I really don't care. That's so below someone like me to throw a match like that. Like, it's one thing to have reasons to throw the match or not be there to do your damn job. Because I've said it before, man, and I don't know if it's because it's my name above my character and these people will just want to see what I do or whatever, but I'll have 2 people on a base that we've already captured. I'm fighting a 1v1, and then I have 2 teammates standing next to me watching me fight this guy, seeing that we're going at a back and forth. It ain't even like he's just, stun spam hit striking me, and I'm stun spam striking him. This is a real genuine back and forth, right? Or not, whatever the case. But I'll be in a 1v1 and have 2 teammates just standing there watching the fight. Like there ain't 2 other objectives that they could even, at the least, be going to accomplish. But no. They'd rather stand there and watch me like it's duel, and our 3v3 is now just 1 enemy left, and they're gonna see what happens. Like, it's so absurd. And as you can see, it wasn't that specific fight that we were watching that I was talking about, because you saw that guy helped me. And he beat both of us. Why? I'm going to say it was because I ran myself out of stamina and I couldn't support as effective as I should have allowed myself to be able to. Here I run into the objective and see my team fighting the enemies, and I land my ability on one of them, helping my teammate break his combo and then take control of the fight. And at this point, we're pretty much winning. Excuse me. So what I saw though was we had all the objectives except for the middle objective, and so I decided to go to the middle objective and try to get rid of some of them AI troops or the players if any were there. Because out of anything that I could have done, one thing that I don't want to do is allow the players that are definitely not on my team to win. So I happened to notice that guy pushing that middle objective, and that's why I repositioned and or retreated, as they'll call it. Even though that's not what I was doing, I was just keeping the gap unbridged so that I could regain some of my stamina. And as you could see, he had a teammate helping him, and at this point they got me under their control almost. You know, I'm the one disadvantaged and being stunned and stabbed up. So I'm trying to just buy time and waste two enemies' teammates while we're already winning, and that's just going to guarantee that I create even more of a gap in between us winning and them coming back to win. And I could have kept doing that, but I saw that there was a teammate there on that objective fighting a 1v1, and I didn't want to leave the opportunity for that guy that was still chasing me to stop chasing me, finish off that guy, even though I felt like he was already in a bad situation and could lose. By the time they finished me off for trying to counter their 1v1 and allowing that team to do anything, teammate to do anything about the fight, he's still hanging in there. They finished me off, and I wasn't going to respawn in time to get there and help him in his final breaths. So I managed to get back to that base, though. They ran off, and I got to recover the base, and now we're in control of that objective again. They start to return back to me, and as you can see, they got me a little stunned on this bridge, and I'm working on them as well, and it's a little bit of bouncing around back and forth, and the teammate comes out to help, and it just so happens that I walk away from that one. And I'm sure the enemies aren't too happy about that, because I guarantee both of them thought that they were going to take advantage of me like no tomorrow on that bridge. And here we are playing like the good old days, man. I'm telling you. I remember back in the day, because I played this game when it first came out, and then I realized all the streamers were coming to it, and I didn't want to play it anymore because they were, doing their normal bull crap on trying to, rig the system or whatever they want to call it. But we had a good situation here, man. Each team had an objective on the other side of the map, and then we were in the middle objective just fighting it out back and forth with everybody that was involved. And it brings me back to the good old days where people really knew me as a cockroach, because, as easy as it was to stomp on me sometimes, you just couldn't get rid of me. You couldn't actually defeat me. And that's the thing. And that's the thing that, I say because as bad as I am, I've never actually been great. I've reached greatness because of my efforts and capability, but I've never actually been great. And that's why so often you just see me taking advantage of certain things like positioning or time, just basic things that anybody with actual skill would be taking advantage of. They would just be able to do it better than me, likely. However, I'm getting pretty good at evaluating the situations in my mind, even though there's 10 variables to have to consider in the equation. I'm still able to consider things in certain ways to give myself the advantage, even when I'm being disadvantaged. And that's why I called myself a cockroach. Anyways, thank you, everybody. Thanks for watching. I know I didn't really break down any of the fights this time, but I really wanted to talk about the game itself and not just the actual matches, because the game is a great game. Yeah, I think the players are ruining it, but the game is a great game.